friends. Welcome to Story Behind Podcast. This is the show for people who love hearing a good story and who believe the world could use more positivity. We're the team behind GodUpdates and God2, and we hope these weekly short stories will brighten your day.
Firefighters come from California to bring gifts to children after Texas bus crash. Written by Michaela Gordoni, read by Julie Provost. After a Texas school bus crashed and rolled over on August 13th, the San Francisco Firefighters Local 798 team decided to help the kids heal by paying them a visit. The firefighters brought gifts to the 42 kids and their friends, all the way from California. The bus had crashed due to a curve along a nameless road in the Sandy Creek area near Austin, Texas. Sandy Creek is already recovering from the aftermath of the July floods that took several lives and destroyed properties. The driver, along with 17 of the 42 students he was transporting, suffered injuries from the bus accident. This part of our Blinger ISD family has been through so much already this summer with the floods. This tragedy this afternoon is really breaking our hearts, Superintendent Bruce Gearing said at the time. We want each of the students and their families to know that our prayers are with them, our thoughts are with them, and we will do everything that we can in our power to support them. The California firefighters drove their U-Haul full of donated toys and school supplies for a day and a half to reach the children. I love to go in the bus, and then like all of my friends were telling me the first day of school how they would flip the bus and we were all scared shaking, said one boy, Jesus Diaz. These gifts acknowledge what the children went through and show them that they have widespread support. I mean, the kids were shaking, and I heard one little girl, the parents told me it was her first day of kindergarten, and she came out and she just said she didn't want to ride on the bus anymore, said Dwight Bailey, executive director of the Austin Disaster Relief Network. It just made it all more important to bring back the reverence of what happened here, said Michael Guardo, director of the San Francisco Firefighters Local 798. As much as it's important to get the roads and the schools and the buildings back together, let's not forget that the children are going through this at the same time. What a wonderful way to help this community heal from the accident. Their families are grateful, and video footage shows some very happy children opening their new gifts.
What if you could thrive no matter what life throws your way, regardless of what it is you want in life? The difference between success and failure is resilience. Fortunately, the skills of resilience can be learned. In her latest book, Rules of Resilience, best-selling author, speaker, and CEO Valerie Burton teaches you how to build or strengthen your personal resilience. With over 2 decades of coaching experience and expertise in positive psychology, Burton distills cutting-edge research into practical strategies that empower you to conquer obstacles, bounce back from setbacks, and succeed at higher levels than before. Learn how to grow through challenges and not just go through them. Rules of Resilience offers easy-to-follow rules showing you how to build a level of mental and emotional strength that will transform every aspect of your life, from work and relationships to finances and health. Ready to unlock life-changing resilience? Find Rules of Resilience by Valerie Burton at your favorite bookstore today.
From director Sean McNamara comes Soul on Fire, based on a true story.
They said you had no chance, but here you are.
Starring Joel Courtney, John Corbett, Stephanie Shostak, Macy McLean, with Devon Franklin and William H. Macy.
If you focus exactly on loving the life that you're living right now, and not the life that you think you could have had or should have had, that's the whole deal right there.
Soul on Fire, rated PG. Parental guidance suggested. In theaters October 10th. For tickets, go to soulonfiremovie.com.
Boy Who Climbed on the Monorail Track at Hersheypark Saved by Man Afraid of Heights. Written by Michaela Gordoni, read by Julie Provost. A little boy climbed onto a monorail track at Hersheypark, a good distance above the ground. He didn't have to fear for long. A veterinarian and a dad of 3 literally jumped to the rescue. Looking at the footage, you'd never guess the man has a strong fear of heights. Despite barricades restricting access to the non-operational monorail, the little boy slipped through, unknown to his parents. A kid is walking on the monorail, and obviously panic kind of sets in a bit, John said. When you have that, kind of dad instinct, it doesn't matter if it's your kid or not. It's a kid that you want to make sure they're as safe as possible. Bystanders were looking up at the boy, shouting conflicting words. Stop, keep going. Go that way. The boy, apparently overwhelmed, put his hands over his ears and began to walk in different directions, unsure what to do. John then quickly jumped up on the roof of a concession stand and then jumped on the monorail. There was a fence that I jumped on, and then I was able to jump on the roof from there, and there it was a straight shot up, John said. He knew what he had to do, and his fears of heights momentarily disappeared. It didn't bother me up there because I was just concentrating on the one thing, and I didn't hesitate on any of it, he recalled. So when I finally got him in my arms, honestly, there were no words, he said. I was just mumbling, "I'm so happy, I got you. You're okay, you're okay." Another man who jumped on the concession stand helped get the boy and John down. John's wife had seen John on the monorail and shouted his name in shock. I heard this John, and I was able to think again and, hear everything, John recalled. And I looked down and I'm like, "Oh my goodness, okay, yeah." I just waved to her, nonchalantly, he joked. The boy was safely reunited with his family unharmed. Our team members immediately responded after he was spotted on the tracks, and at approximately 5:28 p.m., the child was safely returned with his family. He was unharmed, Hersheypark said. We are grateful for the vigilance of our guests and the swift response of our team, and we remain committed to maintaining the highest level of guest safety throughout Hersheypark. After the incident, the boy and his parents gave John a phone call to thank him. They contacted me and we had a nice conversation. He said, "Obviously, super, super happy to hear that he's back with his parents. And then I got a nice thank you from the son. So that was nice." The hero admits he wasn't the only one who helped the boy that day and notes the importance of watching out for one another. What a happy ending. This goes to show that fears can be conquered in an instant when quick action is needed.
Thank you so much for listening to Story Behind Podcast. We're really glad you joined us for this week's story. To see photos and videos that may have been referenced in this episode, check out the links in the show notes. And if you enjoyed what you heard today, subscribe to our podcast, and please tell a friend about us. We'd also love it if you'd rate us and leave us a review. It really does help more people find us. Story Behind is a Salem Web Network production.
In a world where relationships are easily broken and often discarded, the Rebuilding Us Marriage podcast is your lighthouse, guiding the way to hope, restoration, and transformation in Christ. I'm your host and marriage coach, Dana Shea. Join me as we discuss the necessary tools for rebuilding marriages from adversity, betrayal, and disconnection. It's time to reignite love as we rebuild marriages from the ground up. Listen to the Rebuilding Us Marriage podcast on lifeaudio.com or wherever you get your podcasts.